Hey, book two. It's Angie from Angie Rose Nomad. How are we doing today? I hope you are all doing fantastic. Today I have my February wrap up. So in the month of February, I read 8 books and DNF'd 2. So the first thing that I picked up was 1 in a Million by Lindsay Kelk. This follows the story of a woman named Annie. Now Annie hasn't been doing too hot lately. Her ex-fiance broke up with her, and then she sees on a televised sporting event that he has actually proposed to his new girlfriend. But to make matters even worse, there is a man named Charlie who shares her office space with her. She works at one company, he works at another, and it's in a shared office building. And he is implying that she might not be as great at her job as she thinks she is. So what she does is she basically runs people's social media accounts and gets them publicity marketing. Essentially, it's digital marketing. Now, understandably so, this ticks her off and she is going to prove Charlie wrong. So they form a bet where they have to pick a random person and she needs to get them to 20,000 Instagram followers in a single month. So they pick Sam, who is not really active on social media at all, and our story takes off from there. It was a very cute contemporary romance, and I gave it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was The Midnight Witness by Sarah Bladell. This follows the story of Detective Louise Rick, who is a detective in Copenhagen, and there has recently been a journalist murdered as well as a young woman found dead. So Louise is on the case and she is working to solve both of these homicides before anyone else ends up dead. I really enjoyed this book. I especially enjoyed Louise's friendship with her friend Camilla, and I thought this was a great jumping off point to a series that I would like to continue, and I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I finished was The Lavender Garden by Lucinda Riley. This was actually a buddy read with Rach from Bookpile, so I'm going to leave her video review of it linked in the description down below. I had such a great time reading The Lavender Garden with Rach this month. I have already lent out my physical book to my mom, but I did do a review video of this, which I will probably put in the cards up there, so you can go check it out if you are interested in hearing more of my thoughts. Next up, we have Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Thomas Swelterlich. I spoke about this in a previous Friday Reads video. I really did not enjoy this, and I gave it 2 stars. And then I finished 84 Charing Cross Road by Helene Hanif. This is a nonfiction book told between Helene, who is living in New York City, and then a secondhand bookseller named Frank, who is in England. And it just follows their friendship over a period of 20 years. I really enjoyed this book and I gave it 4 stars. And then I picked up Those Girls by Chevy Stevens. This was featured on my arcs that I need to read in 2019, and I gave this 2 stars. I did not enjoy this book at all, really. I felt that there was no character development, that Chevy Stevens just tried to write the most twisted story that she could with all of this plot and no development of the characters, and so I really wasn't invested. It is also blurbed on the back and has been hyped up as the Campbell sisters escaped something in their past and now they're trying to cope with it when one of them goes missing, right? Well, the thing that they're trying to escape in their past was probably about half of the book. So when we got to the present, I felt like the story was rushed. This also does have triggers for sexual assault, so just be warned if you decide to give this a go. And then I finished Sadie by Courtney Summers. I gave this 4 stars. This follows the story of a girl whose sister has been murdered, so she leaves her town to go track down her sister's killer. But then we're also following a reporter who is doing a podcast on Sadie and what happened to her sister, and I listened to this on audio and loved it. You really need to listen to it on audio if you have not read the book yet. That is probably the best format for it, in my opinion. So you have this whole cast of characters that narrates the story, but then in the podcast segments, you also have music playing to make it feel like an actual podcast. And I really enjoy true crime podcasts, so really, really loved this one. It also felt very similar to the first season of Serial at the ending, which, you know, if you want to talk about the ending with me, let's do it, because, yeah. But that did not detract from my experience with reading this one bit. Now we're at the end, you guys. The last thing that I finished in February is The 1000th Floor by Catherine McGee. This follows 5 teenagers in New York City in 2118. And they all live in this 1,000th floor tower in the heart of the city. So it's very futuristic and there is technology going on. It's not as bad as Tomorrow and Tomorrow though. You can actually follow this rather easily. And the tower is essentially everything you need. You don't even need to step out of the tower. There are parks in there. There are stores, hotels, restaurants. And even the floors actually look like city blocks. So we follow our 5 characters and what they're going through in life, drama that's going to happen to them, so on and so forth. I enjoyed the book. It was entertaining. It was also very drama heavy at the end. And it kind of detracted from the story a little bit. I wish that she would have worked subtle things in throughout the book rather than having it piled on at the end. So I gave this book a 3 stars, and I'm probably going to unhaul this one and continue the story from the library. There are 2 more. It is a trilogy, and yeah, I might get to that one in April. We'll see. I also DNF'd The Library Book by Susan Orlean. I loved the writing in this, but the story was just getting a little draggy for me. I do have this on hold on the Overdrive app, so I might give this another shot when it comes in. And then I DNF'd The Alienist by Caleb Carr. I just found this to be dragging and not a lot of story going on. It was mainly planning and plotting, and I just wanted to be like, get to the point already. Get to the point. So I read 4 library books and 4 of my own books. And then the 2 books I DNF'd. One is from the library and one is one that I own. So let's talk about the books that I own and what I plan to do with them. I am going to be getting rid of The Alienist. I am keeping The Lavender Garden. I have already lent it out to my mom to read, like I mentioned earlier. I am getting rid of Tomorrow and Tomorrow, Those Girls, and The 1,000th Floor. So out of the 5 books that I read or attempted to read this month that were my own, 4 are going. I am so pleased with this, you guys. This is giving me more room, more space, and I can bring books that I have in other places to these spots to be able to see them and read them. I'm excited. I am excited. So I want to know what you guys read in the month of February. Did you have a good reading month or a fantastic reading month? Let me know your favorite and least favorite book down in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to become part of the tribe if you have not already. I do post new bookish videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I will see you very soon. Bye.